Okay, so we're going to refer back now to our navigation chart, and we're going to look at our small scale North Sea chart, and we're going to zoom into the Dogger Bank region again. And we can see that the main data on our navigation chart is our depth information. This is also known as the bathymetry, and this comprises our individual spot depths, so the 40 metres and the 33 metres that we looked at earlier. And it's this depth which is of vital importance because it forms us as mariners where we can and where we can't go. Essentially avoids us going aground and becoming a charted feature as ourselves, such as the numerous wrecks which you can see here denoted by this blue ellipse with a black cross on the Dogger Bank region. So if we consider these individual depth soundings on the chart, and we consider that it's the responsibility of the hydrographer to ensure that it's the least depth which is shown on the chart. So the least depth over features such as these offshore shoals or these wrecks here. It's really the chart highlights these least depths, often at the expense of perhaps some of the deeper depths. So you could say that the chart gives a slightly pessimistic viewpoint of the amount of water available, but at least it errs on the side of safety. Now, like on a map where heights are shown by contours, depth contours are also shown on charts, and these connect soundings of equal value. They're also known as isobaths, and if we look here we can see there we've got a change in colour. Now this change in colour represents a change in depth. So offshore areas here, deeper than 10 metres of white. As we step closer to the shore we can see we've got a 10 metre contour and we've got a change to a light blue colour. And then as the water gets shallower, so does the colour of the chart. So as we hit the 5 metre contour, we get a darker blue until we reach the 0 chart datum level, which shows where areas would dry at low water. Now there's a whole range of other information which supports the bathymetry. This includes any land which is adjacent to our offshore coverage, any conspicuous objects. So over here we've got an offshore outfall which shows a pipeline running offshore, and we can see there that the least depth is reported as 15.2 metres at the end of the outfall. It shows us what the seabed is made of, and this is really important when we consider anchoring. So the letter S here characterises a seabed which is made up of predominantly sand. If we move across here we can see we've got a seabed which is made up of fine sand and broken shell. It also contains information such as for tides and tidal streams. So here we've got a tidal diamond, and we can actually use this in conjunction with a tidal stream atlas, and the A there allows us to reference this particular location. So when we consider chart reliability and how much reliance we can place in the depth soundings contained on our navigation chart, one of the first things that we should be looking at is the source data diagram. And what this source data diagram shows us is it shows us when the surveys were conducted that were used in the making of this chart, and at what scale were those surveys carried out at. So from this source data diagram we can actually make an assessment of how much reliance we can afford to place on our charted data.